Konnichiwa, Niki-san here again. Let me just turn this fan off. Just makes it a little quieter so you can hear me. What have I been doing? Well, we're looking at this I/O board again, which is Crisis Zone's I/O board. And you'll notice it's still doing its Knight Rider thing, which means it's working. Now, why are we looking at this? Because this board had a fault with this part of the circuitry when if you moved it or it wasn't right, it would not boot or it just crash and restart. Oh, what's this? We have a through-hole resistor. Yes, this stupid SMD resistor that was on there had actually, the pads on it had failed. So I figured out, I got the thing off and I managed to find out it was actually a 10 ohm resistor. So I went hunting about, tried to find a 10 ohm resistor, found one of these through-hole ones which came from a old multimeter. So what I did is I desoldered that old one and put it on here. Now, why is that so great? Because, well, now when we go to move this, I'm moving this both ways quite with a bit of pressure. You can sort of see I am moving it, and it's not taking any bit. It's like, no, it's not. I'm not going to be stopping it. It's not going to stop. It won't destroy its continuity. So yeah, and I'm just wiggling that about, and it's just not caring. And that thing's been on for a very long time. It's probably been about good half an hour, good more. Give it a quick reset. Boots up almost immediately. So, you know, working great, no problems whatsoever. So yeah, if you have one of these hack jobs, replace the SMD resistor with a 10 ohm, you know, half watt will work fine. A 10 ohm resistor on the pin there, as you can see, sort of. Oh, no, PC, no, stop, cancel. I hate these buttons. I put my arm on them and everything just starts shutting down. But yeah, it's been working alright now. I'm leaving this run to just for a bit just to see what happens and, you know, make sure it's everything's okay. In other news, this is the power supply I'm now using. It's got a very loud fan, but what it is, it's just basically a power supply that I've modded up into these very thick JVS connectors. There's one there and there's one down there. And, you know, they're doing the job, but as you might be able to see, let me just angle it right. The red lights of death are still on there. So, I don't know what to do with this system, but, you know, at least the I/O board is working. And in other news, the gun itself is working again. I blew up the second transistor, sorry, but I've replaced it again, so it's all working good now. So, you know, it should only sound the motor when the game tells it to, and I've been testing it out, and it does do that. Another thing is that this Logitech power supply, I've taped it up because, you know, I'm going to change the case eventually, or I'm just going to do something with it. But basically, it goes from this circuitry here all the way up to the transformer, comes out and goes back in, and you'll notice here it's got live and neutral, 24 volt plus, 24 volt minus, and for some reason it's got the connectors there. Excuse me just a second, where is my multimeter? That thing has a 2000 microfarad cap in there. Now, why is that of importance? Well, because if that shorts out, it makes a massive bang, especially at 30 volts. So what I usually do is on my multimeter, I put it onto the 10 amp setting, and I'm not even going to turn it on, I'm just going to get this. So what I'm doing is putting one lead on the 24 volt plus and putting it on the minus, leaving it there for a second. And what I'll do now on my multimeter is I'll change it to the voltage pin, turn on my multimeter to 200 volts because this thing's never accurate. Go like that and like that, measure it, put the probes across the pins, and now we have no voltage. Well, we have 0.4 of a volt, but I'm not going to care if that shorts out because, you know, these leads are directly touched and they're not doing anything. So yeah, but that's now going to be my power supply. It was going to just be stock, but I've decided against that. So this is now my 24 volt power supply, and the actual internal architecture is not too dissimilar to Crisis Zone. In Crisis Zone there's a 18 volt transformer which goes through a bridge rectifier and then a what was it, 22,000 cap, I think it was, at 34 volts. This one's it's a 2000 cap, but I don't know what the output or voltage is, but I'm sure it's something similar. And literally it's the same system, and it just gives me 24 volts direct output, which drops down to about 22. And you might be thinking, 22? That's a bit of an iffy thing. Well, look, that power supply is only rated for 20 volts. I don't know if it'll be able to read that. It's only rated for 20 volts. The fact it's giving out 24 is pretty good, and the fact it's giving out 22 is even better. Why? Because Namco recommend you don't run 24 volts for the gun, because although it works and it's supposed to go that high, they've changed it to 22 volts to actually make the longevity of the gun work, more, well, to make it longer, live longer. So yeah, 22 volts, I'll take that any day. It's better than 12 volts. I was going to throw for it. Anyway, so main focus, I/O board's working, got my 24 volt power supply, gun's now working, camera works, 3 parts of 4 working. This is going to be a pain to fix, but I know. I'm not going to fix it though. I'm going to have to get it shipped out to be fixed, but anyway. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll just turn this off, it's been working for ages, I trust it to work now. Alright, thank you.